why is increasing the minimum wage if everything goes up? So I went to the store yesterday, and that's what a lady told me. Right now, I'm paying more for everything, and she works at this restaurant selling sandwiches. Uh, and she said I myself have to change the prices because my boss told me to. So now, why I have to pay more? Why increasing the minimum wage? Excuse me, when we have to pay more? So it's the same thing. Yeah, CEOs, they don't want to take the money back away from their salary, so they pass it to the employee, to the customer. So, but why we increasing the minimum wage? We're increasing the minimum wage because the cost of living is getting everything every day more high. But it is not because the minimum wage increasing. It is because the type of making businesses has changed. The way the CEOs, the economic change. So before, CEOs, they used to get paid by salary. Now they get paid by the stocks they having. So what they created is they created a really gap on the economy, a big gap. And so they call it a better way of making business, something like this. So, and they say we have to get CEO have to get more pay. And even though if they fail, they still get out like kind of like if they didn't fail. So everybody fails except the CEO. So what is this better way of making business? It is like, first of all, squeezing on the employees. So laid off people, made them work harder, and pay them less money. But before, not only the market moved by offer and demand, and that's how the prices increases, but now the salaries are now linked together to the production. Before 1980, the salaries were linked to the production. So the more you producing, the more you get paid. Now, CEOs, they just decided to pay less on the employees. So people now are having two jobs, or husband and wife are working, and kids and everybody else, because the minimum wage and the production is way off. So people are not getting paid, depends on what they produce. And CEOs, what they're doing is also they buying back stocks so they can get more pay. So now you wonder, how much is a CEO making? Well, according to the minimum wage, before a CEO was making, it is 40 to 1. So they were making 40 salaries to the minimum wage. Um, when I heard this question, I said probably gonna be like 10, mm, maximum 12, 15. And I noticed that I was wrong, but like 40, 45 to 1. Now they're making 844 to 1 to this minimum wage compared to the minimum wage. So also what they're doing is they buying back stores. They buying stores, so they are not reinvesting this money because the government decided to deregulate it, so they are not forced to reinvest. And when they don't reinvest on the city where they are located, so they are not creating. There is now more jobs. They are not, the money is not being moved now on the people. The money, they are keeping it. The people, they're keeping the money. So, and that gap keeps going growing and growing and growing. Another thing they're doing is wage theft. They're stealing their employees' salary. And I have a friend who's doing a really good work about it. I really didn't believe it. I really didn't know that was going on when I talked to her, and I went to a couple of her meetings, and then I read more, and I hear it straight from the people, and I hear from managers from fast food restaurant. But they are trained. They get trained to steal the overtime, and not only the employees overtime, but to take like 50 45 $50 a week away from the employees. I was surprised. I thought like probably $4 or $5, no, $50 a week. So if you work in a fast food restaurant, you make sure you keep track of your time. So the other thing they're doing is they are wage dev, pay less money. they pay more money. The thing is, when you have somebody who is making over $20 million and somebody who is making minimum wage, and when you have a market that is based on offer and demand, then you have somebody, a group of people who they can just go and buy whatever they want. Like high techs are doing, throw parties to their employees, throw a lot of food to the garbage. So when you see that, you increase the prices. You increase the price, and if you pay attention, you will notice the prices were increasing like every year, and the minimum wage wasn't increasing, and then was going higher and higher. So that's why when we came to this game to make sure people they don't get you left behind. So we say, okay, now you want to play on your better making business, so better way of making business, but you leaving people behind, struggling, having two jobs. Now their kids working, they're so let's push to increase the minimum wage. So the minimum wage, what it actually is doing is just crossing the gap a little bit. But I say always said it, right? It has to be a living wage. It has to be like $22 an hour. A minimum wage, you're talking about minimum wage, but people's taking like 200 more a week, 800 more a month. But yeah, when they go to the store, they pay a little bit more, but still they keeping more money with them. So, but why the CEO is increasing when they're already making over $20 million? Because they don't want to lose. Because they have this kind of law. You every year you have to make more. If you make less, then you fail, and you might get fired from the corporation. So what they when they see that, they want to pass these prices to the customer. So they increase the prices. They don't have to, but they increase it. Like for example, McDonald's. If McDonald's increases 5 cents or 10 cents, the Big Mac, it can pay the employees $20 an hour. if Walmart increases 1 cent to every single product on the store, they can pay the employees $20 an hour plus benefits. But this is like a push, a resistance, right? A fight. Oh, you increase the minimum wage? Well, I increase the salaries, the prices. The prices, and so they want to make sure they squeeze on the employee. That's a new law. And also the other thing they're doing is they're buying back stocks. So they get paid by the stocks they're buying now. So they're getting more money. They creating more this gap. And when they got deregulated, they're not investing the money back in the community, because they say, okay, don't pay taxes if you reinvest the money in the community. So they were moving the money like fixing the parking lots, or adding a new building, or remodeling the building inside, or having different. So investing the money, putting back, hiring more people, doing job, construction, maintenance, and keeping the money with the people, right? And paying good salary. So right now they are paying less. They are not reinvested. They're buying other stores. They're keeping the money for them, and they're paying them more money. So increasing the minimum wage, it is to close a little bit this gap the CEO has created. I mean, should they be making the money? Say, I think so. I'm okay with people making a lot of money, but should we tax them? They're using our roads, they're using our lights, electricity, water, sewer, polluting the air. Should they pay more taxes? Of course, they should, because they're using the utilities we pay to build with our tax money. They were built with our tax money. So this is when Alexandria Ocasio said, right, the 70% tax for the rich people. I hear CEOs say like, oh, everybody's gonna get, all the rich people 70% tax. So if you're making 2 million or 1 million or 3 million, now if you're making 1 million, $700 is gonna go for taxes. Not true. So this already happened before, before World War II, on the Great Depression. Roosevelt, they taxed the rich people like over 70%. But when you were making over a certain amount of money, if you make like over 10 millions, yeah, the 11 million, you pay 70% of taxes. That 11 million. So that's to keep the gap, that's to the this inequality, that's kind of to keep a little bit close, but at the same time to reinvest the money in the community, so you create more jobs and you pay more to the people, working class people, and you move the economy, and people have more money to buy more products, and more jobs are created. When the middle class people and the working class people, they have more money to buy, then more jobs are created. So that's the tax, the 70% tax. That's on people making certain amount of money. So if you're making less than 10 million or less than 2-3 million, probably you pay a little bit. Now with Donald Trump, with this 40% tax cut, rich people, they are paying like almost nothing. That money has to come out from something, from somewhere. They transfer it to the working class people. So that's something else. We ended up paying more in taxes. And that's when people, who they blame? The minimum wage. They blame the minimum wage. So if you know a little bit more how it works, you probably notice that the minimum wage is not the one causing the problem. The minimum wage is fixing a little bit this problem. Is because it is not fair, the people working 40 hours a week, and still living in poverty. Well, I heard this like over 2-3 times, and I say I'm gonna make this video. My name is Omar Vasquez. If you like it, I wanna say thank you to my friend like Ruth Silbert and Maria Villanueva, who are there pushing hard on this minimum wage, and actually that wage death. So these two ladies are making amazing jobs on stopping the wage death. But I think also the campaign should be on closing the gap. And closing the gap is something that I share with Ocasio, Alexandria Ocasio. This is something like you're okay to making certain amount of money, probably paying a little bit of tax, but once you exceed the amount, you should pay more taxes, because you're using the utilities that we built to make your money. So you should pay at least to have repaired them. Well, that's it. If you like it, share the video, please.